There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never left you still in me. I feel your divinity in my vicinity whenever I am depressed or under duress. And I know my abilities you've been giving me. Lyrically, spiritually, I am blessed. Gates is not the only bill that I've been observing, and not the only bill that I find kind of disturbing. Let's go back to the year 1986 and meet the 99th Congress. What a bunch of dicks. They came up with H.R. 4456, the Child Vaccination Act. And here's a wild, fascinating fact. If your company that you own and they supply the vaccine, somebody died, nobody gets tried in a court of law at all. Problem solved. No retribution, no legal solution. You all scot-free. Watch me. Hop on a plane with Mr. Epstein. Now boarding the Lolita Express. Whoa, look over there, man. Is that Eminem and Stephen Colbert? And look, it's the two Bills, Clinton and Gates. Oh man, and they look like they're hitting on that girl that we met on the plane. The one that was with Ghislaine. I think her name was Courtney. Shit, she's only 14. We need to get the fuck up out of here. I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never let you steal in me. I feel your divinity in my vicinity whenever I am depressed or under duress. And I know my abilities you've been giving me. Lyrically, spiritually, I am blessed. I'm blessed. Now, let's say that you got a foundation and almost all your donations, they're directed toward the containment of a particular contagion. And one of your experts is kind of grouchy. His name is Mr. Fauci. He comes up with an equation. Fear plus persuasion equals the creation of a frightened nation whose panic and lack of education and only wanting just some protection from this agent of infection, they head in your direction and they ask Mr. Bill for their injection.
Wanting just protection from this agent of infection.
Why don't you go get your shine box?
Your direction.
Go get your fucking shine box, Tony.
Injection.
I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never left you still in me. I feel your divinity in my vicinity whenever I am depressed or under duress. And I know my abilities you've been giving me. Lyrically, spiritually, I am blessed. I'm blessed. Dear Bill, I wrote you, but I keep getting returned to sender. I've even tried your wife Melinda, but she's putting a block on my calls. There's a rumor she might have a cock and balls. I apologize for the cursing. I guess you two are never in the same room at the same time, so people think you might be the same person. But anyway, fuck it, man. What's been up? How's the vaccine biz? I know you wish that everybody was on board like Maxine is. Oh, guess what? My wife's pregnant again. You remember Myrtle? Yeah, I always seem to wind up with the skanks. And what's up with you having 3 kids? I thought Melinda was infertile and you were shooting blanks. And what's up with all these tanks? I see them being transported on a train. Is that for martial law? This shit's getting insane. You remember when I met you in New Delhi and you were complaining that it was really smelly? Well, I asked you if it was safe getting that polio vaccine and you said I was making a great decision. Yeah, well, my daughter's okay, but my son Micah, he lost his vision. Yeah, it's been some time and a lot of tears now. And Micah, he's been blind for years now. He's gotten pretty good at walking with a cane, though. Anyway, hit me up, yo. I got nothing left to confess. There's nobody here I need to impress. And while the chemicals were killing me, you never left you still in me. I feel your divinity
What's up, everybody? How are you all doing? I was a little bit late. I was watching the other screen as it counted down. Me and Riddle Girl were in a great conversation about what we're going to do with the channel once legalized marijuana hits Arizona. We might make a cooking channel and have all sorts of different recipes on the different types of marijuana and things that you can do with it. So I do apologize for being a little bit late. Hopefully it wasn't too long. It was probably about 30 seconds of a black screen, so I do apologize for that. In the chat, we have M. Not sure which districts use the counting system, but Dominion counting system is linked to 6,000 votes changing from Trump to Biden votes. Dominion is a Canadian company. I would like to know who owns that company. Matt Zoo says first, but technically you're second, bruh. And OMG, excuse me, says no project. Okay. Let's see. Haven't heard about the Dominion thing. I haven't either.
Live chat.
That's the first thing. Hold on, let me get to the live chat. I was just about to read JPTV3. Okay, are we good now, Riddle?
Yeah.
Hi, people. Happy holidays. Hope all is well. See, he's being nice. Riddle Girl is in Facebook jail because she shared a Kyle Rittenhouse meme. It wasn't even a free Kyle Rittenhouse or he's innocent, was it? It was like
It was blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your Black Lives Affair.
Black Lives Affair. Okay, well, I can kind of see how they think that if you go up against Black Lives Matter, you're racist. So I can see how they would probably do that. But, that was months ago.
In August.
So, yeah, in August. So they finally got around to it. I don't complain about it, and sometimes I deserve it. Okay, I don't take it personal. Okay, cool. Let's have a good time. The main question of tonight, though, is it about time to turn off the lights? And my cat is very noisy right now. If QL says, if Trump taking your freedom of speech, and I'm sure you would bitch, but it's just Facebook, so who cares? Yes, please, that would be amazing. Amazing, turning out the lights? Probably would be amazing for a lot of it. But the question remains, I've seen a few videos today. I didn't watch as much as some as I would like to have. My good friend Tactical Tony, who goes by Trident Tone now, or
Nah, he's got all kinds of different words.
He changes his channel name so many times.
Trebuchet Tony.
Trebuchet Tony. Okay, Trebuchet Tony. I would say he had a video earlier today called a call to legs. It was a chat
live stream.
It was like an hour and a half, I think.
Hour-long rant, but yeah.
Hour-long rant.
But he had a lot of good points.
Yeah, he's upset. I mean, he's part of the old Green Dragon crew. So, I mean, he was always getting himself in trouble. And it was funny. I was one of the people, not the only person. But I will at least put myself into the group of the people who would try to calm Tony down. Like, Tony, stop. Tony, you're going to get black bagged. They're going to come for you in the middle of the night. Calm down. It's not that bad. And now I'm kind of in that same boat. Like, I think Tony was ahead of his game. I think he had it, locked down a long time ago. You have no small children, says OMG. Here we go.
I have small children.
He
says, no, I have small children.
Oh, you have small children? Sorry. I read that comment wrong. Dyslexia or something. I don't know. I've never been diagnosed, but I kind of wonder if I have it sometimes. What's up, Roxy? Huh? You want some butt rubbings? Sorry, I got to rub the dog's ass for a little bit here.
She's very demanding.
Yes. She has presented the butt. Okay. That's enough for now.
Go on, go ahead. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So it's getting crazy out there, huh? Okay. So we got a few videos tonight. We got a few articles tonight. The main thing that this video is titled from is Biden just got more votes for him, supposedly, than Obama did in 2008. The first black president where everybody was all excited and thrills were going up people's legs, received more votes than the first African American president. Really? Okay. Let's get on it.
Okay, I went to sleep last night in America and I woke up in North Korea. North Korea, it's
America.
China. I woke up in China.
No. America.
This isn't America.
This is America. Okay.
Okay. Hi, friends. If you are sick to your stomach, confused, or pissed off, raise your hand. Smells like America. What's going on with these votes, man? Better yet, who is counting these votes? The kids from the drive-thru at fast food restaurants that don't get your order right ever? What is going on here? You know what? I'll say it. You could have took 2 Asian kids and they would have had all the mathematics of this election calculated, tallied up, and answer right now. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, they're cheating. They're cheating. You're telling me that more people voted for Joe Biden than Obama in 2008, who was our first black candidate that actually won the presidential election. Obama was smooth. I'll give him that. Very intelligent guy. You're telling me that Joe Biden, who can't complete a sentence, has more votes than Obama. The same guy that said poor kids are just as smart as white kids. I got hairy legs. And you know, when I go in, I learned a lot about cockroach. Shut the 140,000 votes came in, mail-in ballots, and 100% of them were for Joe Biden. They might be cheating, just maybe. And what's going on with Georgia? They've been at 95% votes tallied for like 2 days. How long did it take to count the rest of the 5%? These guys right here, these guys, you look great, guys. They could have counted all these votes. They could have counted 10 million votes. Why are you guys standing here? Get back to, you gotta go back to work.
Okay.
This is not a free, this is not a fucking,
Sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry.
I don't understand if you are upset right now and you're an American, I feel your pain. Now, I've never been in a civil war, and I don't want to be, but if it looks like, I don't know, what should I wear? It looks like that's going to happen. Do I wear red? What are we going to have to do? We even need to bring weapons? Because the left is just going to be fighting with spatulas and dildos. So do we just bring these? What is going on? It's real simple. I don't have a problem losing. If I lose a fair fight, I lost. It's over. Here's the problem. If Trump wins, they already are boarding up major cities. So if Trump wins, the far crazy left extremists are going to go nuts and riot and burn down buildings. If Biden wins, we're just going to be like, all right, well, it's time to go to work. But
All right, let me get up on the chat here a little bit. We got Serve Southeast Asia, who Riddle Girl already checked out your channel and says you got a lot of content. So that's cool. Welcome to the channel. This election fraud feeling that Dems are experiencing is what Republicans felt prior to the last election when Trump won. It Ratty's faith? Okay, and okay, so deal with it, Asia. 4 years, you can vote for JR. Actually, if there's plenty of reports, and you know what? I wouldn't put it past them. Let's say Trump concedes, right? Let's say that Joe Biden wins. And what's the possibility of Trump running again in 2024? He might. I don't know. That's a lot of speculation. Let's just put that down. Rip gimmicky Trump supporters. Okay. Let's see. China hates Trump. No, the pedos rigged it. 2016, 17 and a half. I'm okay with China hating Trump.
That's another new person.
Yeah, Lahel Light. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the channel. CCP hates Trump. Hey, Billy, Jack, Paul, and Mate. What's up, Gerald B? We were just talking about how we're going to become a pot smoking channel as soon as it's fully legalized here in Arizona. We might have a cooking show. Especially if we get your help on how to convert it over to butter. Isn't Jake Paul your YouTube idol? LOL, Jake Paul. Who are you talking to, QL? Because it's definitely not mine. The effort was giving pills to underage girls. Typical tactics of your people. Okay, he's talking to JPTV3. I got a purge on Insta. You got a purge on Instagram? What, did they get rid of you on Instagram? What'd you post on Instagram, Matt Zoo? You need the count for Sesame Street. No, JPTV, we got your whack butt already on YouTube. So Adam Calhoun is upset. I don't know if you guys follow Adam Calhoun, but that is who this is. I find him hilarious. Him and Ryan Upchurch. So check out Adam Calhoun and Ryan Upchurch. They also do, well, Ryan Upchurch does kind of a country-ish rap, but he also does like rock, actual country, and a few other genres of music. He's a musician, but he's also pretty funny, and he started off as a comedian on, it wasn't TikTok, it was that other version of TikTok, Vine. Yeah, he started off on Vine, and Adam Calhoun, I don't know, he's recently on the scene, but he's pretty hilarious as well. And he also is like a rapper. I don't think he's done any other genres. I could be wrong. Anyway, so check them out if you liked that. The beard is too manicured. His is? Might be. War Drums Network. Hey, War Drums, how are you? Are you ready for it? You know, it's funny. Everybody was predicting it. Everybody but me. I was like, no. We're going to have, the election's going to happen. Trump's going to win by a lot. It's not even going to be close because it's Biden, right? No controversy. It's going to be over in the first night. Everybody else? No. They say this is going to drag out. It's going to be highly contested. Biden's going to win. And then when Biden cheats in order to win, this whole thing's going to light up. It's like, no. Wow, don't I look stupid right about now, right? Okay. Riot backing Dems fret that the peaceful pro-democracy protest a disruption to fraud efforts. An election, and this is in Maricopa County right here. This is in Phoenix, I believe. At least this is what it says. Maricopa County, Arizona officials used fencing to keep out conservative poll watchers and cage them in freedom of speech zones. Y'all remember that from the Bundy Ranch, don't you? Election officials in several states said Thursday complained about the safety of their staff amid the stream of threats and gathering of protesters outside their doors, drawn by reports of widespread fraud in the race for the White House. Many of the president's supporters were objecting to the illegal efforts to prevent poll watchers from observing the counting of ballots in areas with a long history of voter fraud, as razor-thin margin in 7 states appears to likely impact the nation's most important decision. But Democratic officials sought to play the victim, claiming without evidence that they felt intimidated by the demands for transparency. You know, transparency, the thing that any non-banana republic have no problem with when it comes to voting counting or vote counting. I can tell you that my wife and my mother are very concerned for me, complained Joe Gloria, the registrar in Clark County, Nevada, which includes Las Vegas. How is Vegas going? I haven't checked that one. I haven't checked Nevada's election reporting. He said his staff was bolstering security and tracking vehicles coming and going from the election offices. Well, at least they come out and admit it that they can track your vehicles. We already knew that. But he added that the others would not be stopped from doing what our duty is and counting ballots. Groups of Trump supporters have gathered at vote tabulation sites in Phoenix, Detroit, and Philadelphia, decrying counts that showed Democratic Joe Biden leading or gaining ground under often suspicious circumstances. While the protests have not been violent or very large, local officials were distressed and concerned by the relentless accusations. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel, a Democrat, tweeted a plea to stop making harassing and threatening calls to her staff. You mean like keep it legitimate and open and honest? Because if you just made it transparent, nobody would have an issue, right? Even Adam Calhoun has no issue if it's transparent.
Here is the problem. What I think is going to happen.
No, I did not find out about the watermark.
Fact checkers and all you fucking whatever. My opinion is CNN is going to say that It looks like Biden has won, which is going to trigger the Democrats to the left and saying, hey, Biden won, Trump needs to concede, Trump needs to concede. Well, what they don't know behind the scenes is we're going to get a recount in Wisconsin, I believe, I think Michigan, and we're going to be in court and all this other bullshit, which I think is bullshit. I like to hold court in the streets. Any of you real motherfuckers, you know what I'm talking about. But back to what I was saying. They, the media and everyone, is going to make it look like Biden won. Then when all of this is over, it might take a few weeks, a month, maybe 2 months. I don't know. Maybe huge, maybe small, I'm not sure. But I do know this. If they say Biden won, and then they go recount everything, and we go to court and see that some of these ballots were fake or whatever, and they say Trump is the president, Trump gets inaugurated, that's where you're going to have the possibility of some problems. We're going to have problems. And I mean people getting, that's where it can be bad. If the left thought they win and they're celebrating, woo, yeah, we won, finally, my 10-year-old can have a sex change and that's acceptable. We're going to burn every flag and put unicorn flags. Listen, if you tell the left they won and then turn around and say, actually, Trump won. It's gonna be bad. Just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any fucking worse. They made a big deal last night. There was a protest outside of one of the counting centers in Arizona. Listen, there were just people standing outside. There was no protest. There was no burning buildings down or anything like that. There's a difference between when Republicans and conservatives protest and when liberals and Democrats protest. It's two far different things. And that's what I'm saying. If they say fair and square, Biden won, that's it. Okay, well, this is America. I still love my country. We're going to work. I hope you don't like money because you're going to be taxed out your ass. I hope you don't like freedom because you're going to be wearing that mask everywhere you go, in your car, in your house, your kids. That is going to be a norm. This country will be maybe communist slightly. Did you see the rallies that Trump... Do you guys know that we have the internet. We can see this shit. Did you see the 95-mile freaking Trump train of cars going down the highway? Did you see in Texas when Biden's bus was coming through, we were all around... Did you... When Biden had his little fucking rallies, it looked like a kindergarten class was there. Oh, it smells good. Yeah, you like that shit. This is how I was raised as a kid. You lose a fight, shake hands, respect. I have no problem conceding to a fair fight and saying, I got my ass whooped. I do have a problem with your buddies jumping in and beating me up and you think you're tough. I don't know if they're cheating. I don't know if all these ballots that came in that were 100%. What did everyone that voted for Biden just mail in a Biden? And nobody mailed in any Trump votes, right? Whatever happens, because nobody knows what's going to happen, I will still love this country. I will still wake up every day a proud American. That's my thoughts, guys. I love you. I pray for our country. I pray for all of you out there. I love you. Bye, friends.
All right, so there's that. Chat is blowing up, so I'm not going to read it all because I can't. What's up, Guns Coast to Coast? I got a video of yours ready to play. Hopefully you're okay with it. I mean, obviously I'm going to shout out your channel, but I think it's the next video that I want to play is what? No, it's not. It's actually the last video I want to play, the Commander and Thief video. I haven't watched it yet, but I do want to play that if you don't mind. As far as the chat goes, though, I'm just gonna read the last part here. GG is ancient Rome appointed a horse as an emperor. Our deep state installed a potato as president. Right, Noodlehead Leia Light. The prediction that when the Biden victory gets overturned, the left is going to start burning down buildings like they always do because the left's mantra is basically hating on America. Real girl, I'm going to skip yours. Biden said 3 weeks ago the Dems was on the top of things. They'd already had the fix in. All about making good little tax slaves. Please go learn to make beats. That's JPTV3, I guess. They want chaos so bad. UN comes in. China, part of the UN. Canada already. If contested, they're sending assistance. Chinese troops. Oh, man. I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. Yes, I hope everybody's been working at prepping. I hope you are getting ready, because whether you're JPTV3, and I hope you're getting ready too, because it's more than just getting armed and ready. It's about getting your crap in order, because something's going to go down and you need to be ready. What are you prepared for? I'm ready. Let's just say that. We can't have party that unites us rather than pitting us each other. That's the thing. It's the right versus left. It's red versus blue. It's my team versus your team. We have allowed ourselves as a nation to be divided, and we helped the process as well. There's so many people out there. Luckily, when you go out and you get out of your house and you actually talk to real people in the street, it's not as bad as what it seems like when you're online or when you're looking on these things or when you're on your phone. Get off your phone. Talk to people in real life, right? Because if you just look at that, you'll notice that people are so divided that they can't even be friends with somebody from the other political side. And that's sad. You can't even have a difference of opinion, because then you're automatically racist or homophobe. And that's why, when you're talking about Trump supporters, well, they shouldn't even count. You shouldn't even allow them being on Facebook or Twitter or any of that, because they're all racist. Obviously, we shouldn't have racists on these things. That's just horrible. Republicans are real salty right now, says Alex Bernard. Hello and welcome. If you noticed, the only fools are few. Okay. Don't get bent out and take it like a man. Biden, wahahaha. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, we live in the ghetto. Majority of folks here are minorities. Guess what? They ain't marching with BLM, rioting, or doing dumb crap. That's why. Yeah, we live in the city, and I'm sure JPTV does too. So, I mean, that's the worst place to be right now. The absolute worst place to be right now is right where I'm at. I was not able to get out before now, and I probably won't be able to get out of the city until at least spring. So, it should be interesting for sure. All right, let's move on. Asking them to shove Sharpies in uncomfortable places is never appropriate and is a sad commentary of the state of our nation, wrote Nessel, referring to reports from Arizona that Trump supporter voters were invalidated after they were told to fill out ballots with Sharpie markers instead of regular pens. I've addressed this. We have a canceled ballot. Yes, I voted here in Phoenix. Yes, I was handed a Sharpie. My vote went through no problem. My wife's vote did not. It had to be spoiled because she drew outside the lines, or maybe it was a bleed through, and there was plenty of bleed through, right? But her ballot got spoiled for whatever reason. Now, that's fine. She was there. She got to fill out another one, and her vote supposedly counted. However, anybody who mailed it in and it got spoiled for whatever reason, that's not going to get counted. It's just not. Let's see. Arizona Democratic Secretary of State Kate Hobbs, speaking on CNN, said her main concern was staff safety, but the sheriff deputies were providing protection. She griped that our protesters were causing delay and disruptions and preventing those employees from doing their job, as ballot counting that should have been completed by Election Day stretched into its second day of delays. And as far as I know, we still haven't counted all the votes here in Arizona, correct, Riddle?
Yeah.
Wow. On Thursday, about 100 Trump supporters gathered in front of Maricopa County Center in Phoenix. Authorities used fences to create a freedom of speech zone. If you believe in America, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. If you think that the founding fathers, if you believe in the Constitution, First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third, Fourth, Fifth, all the way, even the newest ones, right? Then you should realize that a freedom of speech zone is called America, not a little place that you fenced off. And kept the entrance to the building open. The crowd took turns chanting "Count the votes" and 4 more years, and complaining through a megaphone about the voting process. Well, you're not being allowed to observe the vote. and you're just sitting in your little freedom of speech zone chanting. I don't think that's going to work. In Atlanta, roughly 100 chanting Trump supporters gathered outside State Farm Arena as votes were being counted. Several Atlanta police officers monitored the scene. Tom Has, 50, who has said he was visiting Atlanta from Chicago on businesses, said he was convinced Trump had won the election. There was obvious voter fraud, and it's coming out in the larger Democratic-run cities, he said. Atlanta is one of them. Our democracy is under attack. We are losing America because we are losing a fair election of the nation. Well, as I said, Obama in 2008, first African-American president, everybody was excited to have this momentous occasion, has received less votes than Joe Biden.
As you know, the Democrats are trying to steal the election while the mainstream media assures the American people that there's nothing out of the ordinary going on at all, and even mocking President Trump for voicing his concerns about the secrecy surrounding the ballot counting process. In fact, half of the news networks dropped President Trump's live press conference yesterday while he was raising those concerns. They can't allow the voters to actually know what's going on. MSNBC cut away after just 40 seconds of the president's press conference.
I've already decisively won many critical states, including massive victories in Florida, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio.
Okay, here we are again in the unusual position of not only interrupting the President of the United States, but correcting the President of the United States. And Ari Melber, don't go far.
Don't listen to what the president actually says. Listen to what we claim he says. But thankfully, not everyone is falling for this scam. So Republicans turned to Facebook to try to alert their friends and family about what was going on. And over 360,000 people joined the Stop the Steal Facebook group, and so Facebook banned it. ABC News also dropped President Trump's press conference just a few minutes in to continue lying to their audience.
There's a lot to unpack here and a lot to fact check in real time, and this is really important because the stakes are so high in this presidential election and people feel very strongly on both sides of this. So I want to bring in our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl. And John, you and I were both listening to this. You heard the president say, I'd like to provide the American people with an update on what he said was our efforts to protect the integrity of our election. If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us. Can you help us discern what he's talking about when he says if you count the illegal votes, they can steal it?
David, there is simply no evidence that has been presented in any of these states that there are illegal votes. He is talking about something, making an allegation with absolutely no evidence whatsoever. What he seems to be frustrated by is...
What he seems to be frustrated by are the illegal votes. Here's former acting director of national intelligence, Richard Grinnell.
Look, here in Nevada, I have to tell you, we have found and just referred to DOJ 3,062 people who were found really through publicly available information that journalists should be digging into. But we, the campaign, found 3,062 people who violated residency requirements in Nevada and voted when they don't live here and they didn't meet the residency requirements. And so what we are doing is referring these individuals to DOJ so that they can look at the details for possible criminal prosecution.
Meanwhile, in the key state of Pennsylvania, they continue to count the supposed ballots in secret and refused to allow any observers.
They have refused to let us have a meaningful view of the vote count. They have continued to count the votes. Because they have done nothing to help us, they are not letting every legal vote count. They are letting anything come in. They are not letting us look at anything at all. Nothing. So we have filed in federal court. We have just filed a motion in federal court for immediate injunctive relief to shut down the voting process until we can get a resolution where we can look at these ballots. There is a reason that they are suppressing the the election results, the legal election results, because they will not let us look at the ballot. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you should care about this. They're trying to suppress our voices now, and they will not do it.
That's former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's now part of Trump's legal team, and after a judge demanded that they be allowed inside, they weren't allowed close enough to actually observe anything. Oh, by the way, the current Secretary of State of Pennsylvania, the person who's in charge of overseeing counting the ballots, is this woman who tweeted back in 2017, quote, using the title president before the word Trump really demeans the office of the presidency. No wonder Pennsylvania's not allowing the observers to monitor the vote count, which is supposed to be standard operating procedure in every election. And this is how CNN responded to President Trump voicing his concern.
This is disturbing.
The president did not have any evidence presented at all. Nothing. No real, actual evidence of any kind of fraud. He talked about people putting up papers in windows. He talked about things that he'd seen on the internet.
Oh, that internet. It's a scary place to go.
That is the president of the United States.
Bunch of
That's
fake
the most powerful
news.
person in the world, and we see him
CNN.
like an obese turtle on his back, flailing in the hot sun, realizing his time is over.
The president also pointed out that the supposed vote counters in Detroit covered up the windows in order to prevent people from seeing what they were doing.
Yeah,
and this is how others at CNN reacted to that.
Let's just be really blunt about this. Why is he talking about Detroit? Why is he talking about Philadelphia? Yeah. It's not subtle. It's race. It's race. It's Donald Trump's go-to play. And it's disgusting. So I just want to say that.
I appreciate you teeing it up. It's unbelievable that he can say these cities are known for corruption, et cetera, et cetera. Why are you singling out these two black cities? Why are you denying the victory that these people have fought for?
A spade?
I'm upset about it because African Americans have fought so hard.
Yes, it's racism. Even though President Trump got the largest number of non-white voters out of any Republican in the last 70 years.
Jim?
Yes, Anderson, even though legally Al Gore challenged the outcome of the 2000 election and didn't end up conceding until mid-December, President Trump should have given up on election night and just believed what we in the media were reporting.
What a sad night for the United States of America to hear their president say that, to falsely accuse people of trying to steal the election, to try to attack democracy that way with this feast of falsehoods. Lie after lie after lie about the election being stolen. No evidence for what he's saying, just smears about the integrity. It's not true, it's ugly, it's frankly pathetic.
What's pathetic is working for CNN and calling yourself a journalist, which is why pathetic is written all over your face. And thankfully there are millions of us who see through this charade and are trying to stop the steal.
I think the Democrats are used to this from a Republican Party that hasn't had a backbone. You're not going to see that this time around. That party is gone, and anyone that doesn't fight like that should go with it.
Let me catch up a little on chat. I wanted to touch on a few of them. Let's see. Well, I'm from another country and I'm against communists and live in America, says QL. Guns, Coast to Coast, says, I saw they're still making lists of Trump voters to dox them out of a job. Wow. I didn't hear that. I do know that my brother-in-law had gotten a letter on his front porch saying that they knew that he was a Trump supporter and that they would be coming for him later. So that was interesting. Lahell Light, the media seems to be fed the same talking points. They're clearly not doing any research or taking the concern of Republicans simply because Trump is Republican. The thing is, Trump is not just a Republican. If it was just a Republican, it wouldn't matter. Because it's my opinion that it doesn't usually matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat. Mitt Romney versus Obama didn't matter, right? John McCain versus Obama, it didn't matter. It was both the same bird. It's when you have somebody who even the Republicans want out. Even Fox News wants out. The majority of Fox News wants out. That's when you know you got somebody in there that's going to buck the system. That was a glitch in the matrix. Okay? That wasn't supposed to happen. Somehow that did happen, and that's why they're trying so hard now, possibly, to make sure that doesn't happen again. Again, it's all about race. Okay, I'm just gonna skip ahead. I can't stand the fake news pushing the false narratives. I said the president is telling the truth, and the left is trying hard to cover it up, says Gerald. If all ISMs will be replaced with patriotism, all of these ISMs will be replaced with patriotism. Okay, I'm gonna need you guys to pray and ask for protection and love of our planet. Some OMG is not playing around with JPTV3. Docs, my company had Mike Pence do a Trump rally at the terminal in 2016. Nice. Leftists and never Trumpers. And Breitbart. Okay, that reminds me. I did have a link that, I think it was OMG that gave it to me. Might have been Matt Zoo. Here we go. 6 minutes, 37 seconds. U.S. election. Steve something reveals ballots were watermarked. Okay, yeah, this is the watermarking of the ballots. Apparently, the Arizona ballot, Riddle Girl says, you have to have a black light in order to see it. I do not have a black light. South Africa, they killed/kicked out all the whites. Get this, their giant seed bank, they ate the seeds instead of planting it. This is what the left would do. They're going to destroy all the seeds. Yeah, I would love to have someone show up here with a message like that. They would be scraping his body up from under the rock. The real threats were on Twitter saying you don't deserve to ever hold a job, and they'd hold you accountable, building a digital army. Serious, man. People are super duper triggered. They were told by their professors that this is how democracy works. This is what democracy looks like. AOC wrote a Twitter, get Trumper info. That's war talk. AOC wrote Twitter, get Trumper info. So she's blatantly calling out for doxing people. Lovely.
And yeah, it was OMG that gave you that link.
Thank you, OMG. Real Girl said, though, that we need a black light, and I don't have a black light. Anyway, Biden overtakes Trump in Georgia and Pennsylvania, which Trump was way ahead in Pennsylvania, and I think he was doing pretty good in Georgia as well. Both races remain too early to call, with votes still being counted. Neither candidate has reached the 270 electoral college votes needed to win the White House. Biden leads Trump by nearly 6,000 votes in Pennsylvania and fewer than 1,000 in Georgia, under widespread suspicion of voter fraud in Philadelphia and Atlanta. But that's because it's racist. It could take several more days to vote for the vote count to conclude in some states, allowing a clear winner to emerge. Democrat Joe Biden is now leading President Trump in Georgia. By Friday morning, Biden overtook Trump in the number of ballots counted in the battleground, a must-win state for Trump that has long been a Republican stronghold. Yeah, what's up with all these flipping states, including Arizona? I'll throw Arizona on that, even though I thought we were turning blue anyway. Biden now has a 917 vote advantage. That's not much. The contest is still early to call. Thousands of ballots are still left to be counted. Many in the counties where the former vice president was in the lead. Biden's vote margins grew as counties processed mail ballots cast in his favor. There is a potential that the race could go to a recount, you don't think? Under Georgia law, if the margin between Trump and Biden is under a half a percentage point of the difference, a recount can be questioned. All right. Am I telling you the left is a minority? I can cover my driveway with 535 and 3.5 inch double lot buck. That is a scary part. This is only dividing us further as a country. It is. I've been saying it for a while, and so has a lot of other people, though. It's not coming back. How do you unite people here in the United States again? It would take a very traumatic, very devastating act of something to have us to come back to as Americans again. I've seen it once in my lifetime, And that was after 9/11, where everybody was an American. Everybody was flying the American flag. And less than a year later, we were already back to bickering with each other. It's depressing. It was one of those moments, and 9/11 was a horrible thing, right? But it was one of those moments. If you ever seen Independence Day, the movie, one of the biggest parts of that movie for me is when the president is saying, you know, we are no longer, you know, this or that. We are all Americans now, or something like that. You're right, bringing everybody to that rah-rah speech on the July 4th attack, you know, in the movie. Or, you know, no, it was July 4th will never be known again as American holiday. Now it'll be, you know, the day that the world came together kind of thing. That's the kind of thing you need in order to get this country back. I don't see it happening. It would take an act that's so large. I don't know. They are counting Rona deaths. I'm telling you. QL, I think I'm pretty safe up here. Nothing will happen. Not enough people to cause much trouble. Maine would probably be nice. Just admit it. Trump supporters were wrong. What are you sad, Tony? Is Tony in the house? What's up, Tony? I was just talking about you in your Call to Legs video. We are in the biggest pandemic in 100 years, and we are more divided than ever. I'll forgive those that repent. Have fun in your timeout, bro. I ain't got time for it. So, here's my good friend Broken Patriot. He's not in the chat, I don't think, or if he is, he's being quiet. He's been all over the Arizona side of this. His group, the Arizona Patriots, have been the ones down in the voting centers here in Arizona. I might actually see if they're doing anything tomorrow. I might have to go join it. Project Blue Beam is what it'll take. My question about...
If you're going to answer their questions.
I will. Hold on. Hi. He says hi.
No, further up.
Well, the chat is going crappy, or really fast. I do apologize. What happens to gambling websites if the wrong president is called early? Do billions get wrongly paid or not refunded? I got a bet on Trump, so yeah. Wow, yeah, I don't know. Well, first of all, I would imagine that doesn't pay out right away. I'm not a gambling person. I did not bet on the election. But it's just my understanding on how that normally would work is nobody's going to get a payout yet because you would have to have like one person saying, okay, the president, well, you'd have to have a conceding, right? Trump would have to concede or Biden would have to concede, I would imagine, before the bet gets called. But if, like, let's say Joe Biden supposedly wins and then later on we find out that really it was Trump, yeah, I doubt you're going to get your money back. I doubt you're going to get your money back.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel.
3 strikes and you're out. Brought to you by Joe Biden.
I got to keep my voice down because my wife is sleeping.
I just put money. JPTV is a 19 Mexican racist or European communist.
And I'm just trying to do the whole woo-saw thing because with what I'm seeing going on with this election and stuff, I'm about ready to call it quits on all social media. That includes this channel.
Yeah, it's a worry.
Because I doubt...
I don't know how much money you put in on it.
YouTube will ever monetize this channel. News and politics comment. This...
Yeah, Arizona Patriots, yeah.
They wake up this morning to get up and go back out and do the same thing again.
Doesn't pay out until votes are certified. There you go.
They noticed that
Thank you,
they had
Guns.
no Facebook page anymore. They were taken down by Facebook. I would love for Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all the social media stuff just to be all shut down. Let's go back to the way it used to be. Picking up the phone and calling each other. You know, maybe sending each other a text. Going out and doing something. Because thinking that you're getting people to vote for the person you want them to vote for by sending pictures on social media.
Matt Zeus says 19-year-old. He's also sadistic,
And
or
the only people
sadistic
you
wants
have
to see
on
people
your social
suffer
media
or
is
agitated.
people
This
that
is
think
a
the same way you think.
provocator wanting to
It's
disrupt
not doing
our
anything.
timeline, truth sharing. Yeah.
It's like this whole
He
Trump
enjoys
train
what he
stuff
does.
that didn't do nothing except make us look like a bunch of rednecks.
Biggest problem is all the shutdown, the mask
So,
mandates, but it's really
now that
all
I've
that
got
bad.
my
Most of
little
the
rant
dead
out of
here
the
in
way,
Maine with the Rona are 70,
this
and
is
we're
about
still
the
under
sixth time I've tried
155
to
deaths.
record this
So it is
video because
impossible for the
my
payouts to be
first
wrong.
rant, I was sitting there for an hour and a half
No.
ranting, and then I was like, "Oh my God, people don't even watch 2 minutes of my video. Definitely not going to watch an hour and a half."
So right now, Broken Patriot is referencing that you can check your channel analytics and see what the average watch time of your videos are per video. And I have that going on a lot on my other channel, where it's like only a minute and a half to 2 minutes. Don't exactly know why. You know, it'd be great to have some reason so that you can kind of increase your quality of some way or adjust something, but who knows. He's a communist. Those days are long gone. I know, right? Isn't it sad, though, to think about that? That's when you almost do hope for an EMP, right? An EMP that wipes out all the cell phones and stuff. Wouldn't that be something to all of a sudden go from this to, oh, look, it's a blue sky today. Wouldn't that be something? Oh, man, that'd be nice. There's no going back unless we have a technology apocalypse. Yeah, EMP. There you go.
And yes, I can tell exactly how long each and every one of you watch a video.
You gotta tell me that, because I don't know how to say how long,
That
like
might
Matt
be
Zoo
why.
watched my video. I
When
can
I go
only
to do this
see what the
giveaway,
average is. Oh yeah, by the way,
I might make it a live stream.
you see this right here? Yeah, you can see that right there. Sometimes you can see my mouse, sometimes you can't. This is a 80% aluminum paperweight, right? That Broken Patriot is giving away once he reaches 2,000 subs. He's at like 1,400, so not too long more to go. But he's calling it the 2A for 2K. So that's very
I've
interesting.
watched 5 other channels today, all different types of content, and they're all saying, "Why don't you hit this?"
All right, so I'm gonna watch the whole video. There was one part in the video, and I can't really find it right now, and it's like a 13-minute video, but he says that what's going on right now makes him not want to do YouTube or any kind of social media anymore, right? And he's right, and there's a lot of reasons that people in our community go dark after a while. A lot of it is burnout, but a lot of it is that you have to fight to get your stuff on here. Broken Patriot should be monetized. He's got the watch time, he's got the subscribers, but it's been over a week. He still hasn't heard back from anybody from YouTube because they're looking at his content and like, no, we don't want to monetize him. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it takes that long. It's been a long time. I got monetized years ago. And so it's been a long time. I don't know how long that process takes. But a week, that is a pretty long time to come back with that. But the question remains is, do we start going dark? And I've thought about it. This will be the last chat that's a daily chat. From now on, we'll be going to a weekly catch-up. So next Friday will be the next weekly catch-up. And that's just because I need to wind this down. This riles me up, right? You get mad. You get mad at YouTube always punishing you, Facebook putting you in jail, Twitter locking you out of your account. Because why? Because you're telling your truth. You're not even coming against any individual, right? What was racist in the past is now, like, I guess, super racist, because now anything's racist. It's just, I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent right now. JPTV thinks Joe Biden is going to help him out, but in reality, he's wrong. Race for Joe. I don't think he's in the U.S. No, he is. JPTV3 is here in Arizona. He's just a little twerp. Better hope he gets to the 2,000 mark soon, or they might outlaw the paperweight. Yeah, they are. In fact, I think tacticalshit.com has some in stock last time I checked. So if you want to just buy one, they're Andersons. They're 80%ers. Go check them out on tacticalshit.com. The government created an internet. They got the power and the keys to shut it down. Most tech companies have EMP protection. An EMP or even a solar flare won't do much anymore. Every wire is encased in a Faraday cage. Well, I think some people might debate you on that, Lay Light, but it's nothing that I can't tell you. I couldn't tell you. OMG, are we still doing Bible Saturdays? Yes, we are. We will be doing one tomorrow. He needs to go to another platform. You will follow him there. All right, cool. All right, let's move on. 7 Milwaukee precincts. 7 Milwaukee precincts saw voter participation of more than 100%. Wait a minute. Didn't CNN just say there's absolutely no evidence of wrongdoing? During an election year that saw an estimated nationwide participation rate in the range of 70% by some accounts, it would be surprising to find large numbers of voter engagement in key battleground states where the two major candidates campaigned heavily. Even so, Wisconsin's 90% participation rate, along with a suspicious Wednesday morning bump. You all remember that bump? 100% of the votes in that 1 hour at 3 a.m. after they were supposedly stopping the counting, all for Biden? That helped put Biden over the top, spurred calls for a closer look. An unofficial audit of votes to voter rolls conducted by the Milwaukee City Wire found 7 counties with more than 100% participation.
More than 100%.
More than 100%. 2 of those had participation rates exceeding 200%.
Wow.
Unsurprisingly, all of them were heavily blue areas surrounding Milwaukee. Overall, the city reported a participation rate of 84%, with 90 of the city's 324 wards reporting more than 90% participation. Wisconsin concluded its official count with Biden boasting a roughly 20,000 vote lead over President Trump. Much of that came from Milwaukee's roughly 170,000 absentee voters, which erased a Trump lead of about 110,000 as many went to bed on election night, thinking the president would once again claim victory there as he did in 2016. But in parts of Milwaukee, Biden outpaced Trump by a factor of more than 8 times the amount of votes that Hillary Clinton beat him by in the city. Overall, about 80% of Milwaukee City residents supported the Democrat, according to the NOQ report. Milwaukee finally completed its count around 3 in the morning, Wednesday morning, with Claire Woodall, the executive director of Milwaukee Election Commission, using the police escort to deliver the ballots from the central counting facility to the county courthouse. Other votes from places like Green Bay and Kenosha also continue to trickle in, giving Biden what media reported to be an insurmountable edge around 4 a.m. after they had said they were going to stop counting the ballots. Some criticized the fact that the state election officials were only able to begin the count on election day, leading to unnecessary delays given the number of mail-in votes. The coincidental fact that current Democratic Governor Tony Evers has likewise bested incumbent Republican Scott Walker in 2018 under the shroud of secrecy. Late-night shenanigans also was not lost on a local reporter, Mary. She reported another reminder of Milwaukee's absentee ballots. Milwaukee officials were still counting absentee ballots after midnight in 2018 when Scott Walker lost to Governor Evers. While many news outlets subsequently declared Wisconsin a win for Biden, putting him closer to the 270 needed electoral votes, Trump's legal team has now called for a recount in the state. More than 100%. Yeah, that's not sus at all. Wow, that's scary. More than 100%. And the majority media outlets won't even mention it. No, they will not. Truth is the new hate speech. I agree. I figure out that the tech companies had their Dems in their pocket. I wonder if Epstein voted. He might. The power company put a fence around the substation near my house. That'll stop up to a 308 round. Wow. That's impressive. Lehel Light. Also, it's only racist if you're European descent, blacks, Hispanics, and can disparagingly say racist comments against anyone, and it's okay because they're people of color. Yeah, because they're not in power, right? Their people are not in power, so therefore, yeah, they're not racist. They're just bigoted, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the term is on that, but yeah, I've heard that. Double standard is actually influencing the general public to move more racist and further. Well, here's the thing. You call somebody a name long enough, they're going to act out on that. Okay, well, you think I am anyway? Might as well be. Right? Okay, you're all a bunch of N-words. You know? At some point, people get tired of being falsely claimed as being something they're not. It's a program, Lael. It was designed for that. They have been doing it forever. A developer admitted that they were showed the programming that they should use to make video games addicting. And then Matt Zhu pumps out his eBay. So Matt Zhu is pushing out, well, he's selling military surplus. So go check out his eBay channel or eBay page if you're interested, eBay store, if you're interested in getting some military surplus. If they have a knowledge, what else do they think they can do? If they have that knowledge, what else do you think they can do? Okay. Commander in Thief. Guns Coast to Coast. He's in the chat last time I checked. Go check him out. He's got some really good insight.
Well, we've always told you that they were selected, not elected. And that it's two legs of the same animal that is beholden to
wings of the same
America. Bird. And now, lately, through Joe Biden's son, we find international corporates. So it is what it is. You're probably going to see the thievery in full swing today. I have never, this is just the commentary because I'm not tied up in it all. It is what it is. I've always said it doesn't make much difference one way to another. And you're just delaying for 4 years the inevitable. You got some Supremes. With the House and the Senate the way it is, they can't run rampant. But you're going to see more activity from people that are emboldened by this. Both regular citizenry and then people like that cunt of a governor up in Michigan. And it's no wonder that they wanted to kill her. So,
you're right,
Guns. With that
this guy
said, if you want to get your gun parts free and easy, because that's really what this is about, you've got till January to do that. And then after that, because of the House and the Senate, I don't think you're going to actually see any sweeping things go through unless there's a false flag of some sort and another mass shooting in a school. But with that said, that doesn't mean that several states aren't going to try to go crazy, like Virginia, and flip a few other things. So if you want your parts, get them. Clock's ticking. I've never seen so many irregularities in an election. I remember the Al Gore election back in, I think, 2000 it was. There were a few shenanigans in 2008, but man, this is just a debacle. And to think, somehow, decades ago, we were all able to do it on regular paper, without computers, and have the result fairly quickly. It's a banana republic at this point if you have a lot of people that don't have faith in the system. And both sides, I mean, you've got Trump making some legitimate claims. You've also got Trump having some hyperbole. You've got the left, which look like the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. They don't want to look at any irregularities at all. At all. Never mind the law. Like in Hamilton County, votes have to be to the Board of Elections by 5 p.m. on Election Day if they're mail-in votes. Doesn't matter when they're postmarked by. If they get there after 5 p.m., they're not considered valid. And people just don't seem to understand the rules. But we've said that all along, haven't we? The right are rule followers, and the left are like, we'll follow our feelings. That's what we'll burn these buildings down because of feelings. We'll want these votes counted because it'll hurt somebody's feelings if they did. There are rules. And as usual, the right's going to sit on their couch and the left's going to be out there in the streets. And then you've got the media. And I really tried to remove my own bias and watch the media a bit last night. And what was funny was when Trump had valid claims, they wouldn't even hear that. There was no looking into it. It was instant emotional response. I don't know where to tell you to get your news. And before somebody throws Newsmax out, they're in the hole for the right. They've got bias too. So there's really no place to see it. And I think the worst part is, you can always default to, well, let me just watch and I'll make up my own mind for myself. Well, I tried to do that when Trump came on at 6:30, and NBC cut him off because they felt like he was telling lies. So I couldn't watch the man and decide for myself. I had to go with the propaganda line. I'm done with it all. It is a circus. It is a circus.
That it is.
Anyway, have a good day. Enjoy licking the boot of your overlords.
Well said. Great video. I enjoyed that. I'm going to leave a like. There you go. Liked it. So go check out Guns Coast to Coast. If you like that video, he's got a lot of great videos like that. He's very well spoken, unlike myself. And I think he's got a great head on his shoulders and a great opinion, even though he's saying that he's an idiot. You need to cheat in order to win. Can't win on their ideas. Let's see. Hold on. I commented somewhere here. Where did I comment? Okay. Lael Light. I've often find that it's the people who are the racists who accuse someone else of being racist. They're projecting their values to others because it's how they react into their position. They were also taught to say that from their professors. I posted that someone said needed a... Okay, you posted that because somebody needed a pair of size 13s. Okay. If you go back in history, it wasn't the Europeans who enslaved the Africans. It was the Africans who enslaved themselves and who sold them to the Europeans. Speaking truth. That's sad, right? Look back in history at the first slave owner in America. The first slave owner in America. And that'll surprise you. Why do we have slavery? Huh?
I shared that link, actually, Anthony Johnson.
Yeah. Why did we have slavery in this country in the first place? It's because the first slave owner. Racism is one race above another. It's not true. So accusing one of racism, they themselves are racist. The irony. If you guys seen Charlie Ward video, he is saying something about Team Trump set a trap and have evidence of the fraud. Really? Charlie Ward. You have a wrench, but I will copy that name and do a Google search. I just get mad at the leftist agenda proclaiming every other race is racist other than blacks. I get it. That's the problem. We cannot stand, a lot of us, and I would say a lot of people here in the chat cannot stand hypocrisy. I cannot. Like, I want to call it out every chance I get. And everybody's hypocritical at some point or another. Shoot, I'm even hypocritical at some point or another, right? But we try our best not to be hypocrites. And when we see it and it's blatant and it's not, not them accidentally being hypocritical, but blatantly and trying to be hypocritical, that's when it really upsets me. I ended Epic Times subscription. They had an anti-MJ each article. I don't know what an anti-MJ is, but I doubt that's anti-Michael Jackson. Charlie Ward is a Heisman person. Won the Heisman Trophy. Maybe I should be searching on YouTube, huh? Is it this guy? The Charlie Ward Show? Oh, he has an actual full-on chat. Okay, I can't watch that. All right, let's move on. Postal Service whistleblower tells Project Veritas about vote fraud in Michigan. Project Veritas released an interview this week with a U.S. Postal Service worker who came forward as a whistleblower to alleged vote-by-mail fraud in Michigan. The postal worker, who wished to remain unidentified in the interview, said Michigan's postal offices undertook a shady postmark scheme to hand stamp November 3rd on ballots that were postmarked late. Under Michigan law, ballots that are postmarked late are ineligible. We were issued a directive this morning to collect any ballots we find in mailboxes, collection boxes, or just outgoing mail in general, separate them at the end of the day so they could hand stamp them with previous day's dates, the whistleblower said. Today is November 4th for clarification. James O'Keefe, the founder of Project Veritas, then calls the employee's supervisor, Jonathan Clark, who immediately hung up on O'Keefe. Although Twitter and Facebook are attempting to suppress O'Keefe's interview with the whistleblower, O'Keefe announced that he had been contracted by a special agent within the Office of Inspector General for the USPS and that an investigation would soon be underway. So buckle up, guys. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. All right, well, I want to thank everybody for joining me here tonight. Those are all the stories that I have. Now we can just kind of BS about all this. You're welcome, Guns Coast to Coast. Dude, I swear, man. Stop being so damn humble and take a compliment. I mean, the only issue I have with your content is, you know, I always see the view out of your car. I guess you do a lot of driving. You must drive for your job or something, because I have never seen a video where you're not in a vehicle. Maybe I haven't watched enough of your videos, but that's what I've seen. They traded pigs for black. That's how we got slaves in America. You know, black, white, yellow, green, or brown. It's the person, not the color of the person's skin. You know what, Gerald? That's a little too truthful for nowadays. I mean, this is 2020. You can't be going around speaking that kind of truth. Okay, Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, Martin Luther King Jr. He's a radical right racist, right? Judging a man by the content of his character and not the color of his skin, that is racist, sir. And we have to suppress that. The ballots have a watermark that has an encrypted code that only top trusted Trump officials have the key to decipher the code. Okay, you're getting into some really deep QAnon, 4D chess kind of conspiracy stuff there, OMG. Come on now. I mean, maybe there's a watermark on our ballot. We still have the ballot, right? It was spoiled because she drew outside the line. Maybe. Or maybe it was because, you know, it double counted one of the things. Because, you know, they are staggered, but it still bleeds through really badly. But they did also come out and say that nothing gets spoiled. It ran off without a hitch. And we know for a fact that wasn't the case. Matt Zeus says marijuana. Hopefully soon. Matt Zoo, which is why it's so infuriating about reparations for slavery. If they want reparations, why aren't they demanding it from African countries? Because it's not about reparations. How about reparations for any country that has ever had slavery? How's that? Let's do that. You think America is the only one that's ever had slaves? You think that America is the only one that has bought and sold slaves? You think that America is the only one that ever traded for slaves? There's a lot of other ethnic minorities out there that would like to say that their hands are clean. But I'll tell you what. I got one of Irish USMC Vet's viewers to unfollow him with a debate on whether this person's, you know, group had anything to do with slavery or not. Excuse me while I cough. Milking the system. Let's see. And getting a free handout. Check it out under your grow lights. See if it's a UV mark. Well, I'll have to wait until 10 o'clock because I don't want to turn those on. And those aren't black lights anyway, but I will check that just to see. Blame the monarchies. Spanish, African, Arab. Dude, we've had slavery forever. Okay? There is no country that doesn't have some sort of history of owning or selling or being slaves. Okay? Everybody's had it. Everybody's had it. Nobody's hands is clean. Can we move on? Our largest trading partner has slaves right now. Nobody wants to talk about that, Guns. Okay, that's too much truth telling, right? Let's not talk about, human trafficking and slave labor in China. No, China is our friends. The polluters that they are, the world's going to go, global warming is going to kill us all in 12 years, and we all need to be back in the Paris Accord, except, China, they can do whatever they want. Yeah. This country is going to hell. How fast it gets there, who knows? Did I hope that we'd have another 4 years? Yeah, kind of. I'm not prepared. I'm not. I need to get out of the city before this thing lights up. And I'm still in the city right now. Don't get me started about the other countries that shall remain nameless. I'm not naming that. But I was talking about Israel. And I am not a Israel basher. I'm not a Zionist. I might be a Zionist basher because I do not believe that anybody should think that they're better than anybody else. And from what I know about Zionists, they think that they're better than everybody else. They're for whatever reason. And I'm not down with that. So if you think that you are better than somebody else, then I'm not cool with you. You know what I mean? I'm just as important as any Jew. I'm just as important as any Muslim. I'm just as important as any Chinese person. That's why, all lives matters actually true, in my opinion. I don't care what race you are. At least I try not to. I used to. Long time ago. Probably shouldn't have said that. But I've talked about that previously. That was when I was a kid. And I was getting bullied in school. And it was only one certain group that would bully me. And so, therefore, I didn't like that group that bullied me. But then when I went to a different school, and instead of bullying me, that same group, not the same people in the group, but the same minority group, didn't bully me. They actually embraced me and took me in and were very nice to me. It opened my eyes and said, oh, I don't dislike those people just because of something that they couldn't control. I dislike people that are a-holes. That's who I'm racist against. I'm racist against a-holes. Ultraviolet, so I would assume it's the blue lights. Okay, well, it might be. Because I've seen my grandpa and K-pop idols. K-pop idols? Okay, I know. I don't, K-dramas. I'm guessing that's like Korean soap operas, right? And K-pop idols, and the dear leader doesn't resemble any Koreans I see on TV. Okay, you're talking North Korea, right? Okay. The North Korea guy isn't a Korean. That's a conspiracy theory. Should we just have a conspiracy theory night? Yeah. What conspiracy theories do you guys believe? Like, what's the weirdest one? Because so far, that's in the lead. I have never heard a conspiracy theory saying that Kim Jong-il or whoever it is, Un is not even Korean. That's pretty cool. Tell me, does Trump have a chance? I don't know. It's gonna be a long fight. All I can say is buckle in. It's gonna be a long fight. We'll see. How come a freedom fighter who fought the Japanese to protect his people sell them as slaves to China? It all doesn't add up. Yeah, I don't know. We all come from this world the same way. We all leave the same way. We're equal. We are all children of God. If you don't believe that, we are all human, and nobody is better than anybody else. Even if you don't believe in God, you should believe that we should all be the same. And even the people on the left who are misguided and think that I'm racist for saying what I say, even they think that we should all be the same. It's somewhere inside, I think.
I've actually heard that one before, Guns. That one's not an original.
Stevie Wonder isn't blind. Yeah, we've heard that one before. Because there's actual video of him dodging something that was thrown at him or something, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was either a punch or somebody threw something at him and he dodged it.
Yeah. That is a good one. We might have to do that. I might just throw up one of these chats just one night random next week just to do what conspiracy theories you believe in contesting. Well, you know what? When, as I said, next Friday will be the next evening catch-up. We'll call it the weekly catch-up. However, when somebody concedes the race, right? Whether it be Biden, whether it be Trump, when there is a I might just do next week entirely, to be honest. I might. We might just hang out and just see what's burning today.
We can change it to what's burning today instead of the evening catch-up.
Maybe. we might have to do that. You know what? I retract everything I said about not doing evening catch-ups next week. We might. Stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you got that bell rung, because who knows when if I get upset enough, I might just throw this on. Okay, guys. If it's your first time here, don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed watching it. Subscribe and ring the bell if you want to know exactly when I come on live next. We will be having, we will be having a Patriot Bible study tomorrow here, same channel, at 7 p.m., same time, where we're going to be discussing a few things. I think the topic that OMG has come up with is how to be a warrior for Christ. So if you're interested in that, come check us out then. Below there is some links. The first one is to Adam Lawson's Blessed. That is the song that plays before I come on live. If you like that song, go check that out. Next is all the causes I believe in and support. There's a free Kyle Rittenhouse well, it's not a GoFundMe because they shut them down. But if you want to donate to Kyle Rittenhouse's defense fund, there's a link down below to do that. ProjectRecover.org is an organization that goes out and looks for lost service members and returns their remains home to their family. And lastly, my good friend Irish USMC Vet is trying to start up a location in Tennessee where veterans can come and stay room and board free while learning a new skill like farming, gunsmithing, and blacksmithing. Next is all the ways that you can support my content, or actually I think next is actually all the places you can find my content. I'm on BitChute, I'm on DLive, I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Well, technically we're not on Facebook right now because Riddle Girl got put in jail for having the Kyle Rittenhouse meme. I'm still on Twitter currently. And then is all the ways that you can support the channel if you so choose to do so. It's not required, but it is also very appreciated. If you want to support the channel and you don't want to do it monetarily, sharing, liking, subscribing, commenting are all great ways to do it. And let's see, some of my friends are adamant that we never landed on the moon. I go back and forth on that. Because the biggest part for me with that is the radiation belts. And if you've ever seen the old moon lander, it looks like some gold aluminum foil to protect them from all that radiation. I am not a space expert, but it doesn't look like it would protect much radiation. And from what I've heard, the radiation belts will kill you pretty quick. I could be wrong. I'm not claiming one way or the other, but I can see why that is a good conspiracy. And you think about it, why would that conspiracy have been there? Because we were rushing to get to the moon and trying to be ahead of Russia. Why didn't Russia go to the moon afterwards? Was it even possible? I don't know.
That was always fishy to me. Like, we used telephone wires. And, we were still on landline phones with party lines. And so how are they doing wireless transmissions from space like that?
Well, we had satellites even back then. I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm not an expert, but I can kind of see where the conspiracy comes from. However, I do believe that you can get a telescope powerful enough to see that their lunar rover is up there, right? Am I right on that? My cousin... I already read that. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. My cousin is not only adamant that we never landed on the moon, he's a flat earther and doesn't believe in gravity. That is very interesting. I know about the flat earthers, but the gravity part is strange. Because without gravity, you just float away. The flat earth thing is funny to me for a lot of reasons. And sometimes they're at the Trump rallies, which are hilarious. Mine is SEAL Team Kill. Yes, we know about the SEAL Team 6 and how they all kind of mysteriously died. No, SEAL Team 6 is definitely not weird. I heard about it during Obama administration. Did not know what I had stumbled upon. Yes, the moon landing can be debated. It was weird vibe that the Osama bin Ghazo. Yeah, some people are claiming that the SEAL Team 6 was payment for Benghazi or I forget exactly what. I'm going to leave that one alone. I don't know enough about it. I'm going to just sound stupid. Oh no, Riddle, gravity. Gravity is hard to deny. It is. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Thank you very much for joining me here in the evening catch-up. Make sure to check us out tomorrow if you're into the Bible, Patriot Bible study thing. And then check us out on Monday, because I'll probably be doing another evening catch-up on Monday, because there's going to be some news over the weekend. All right, guys, thank you very much for joining me here, though. If you liked it, leave a like. Make sure to keep your family close. Watch out for the government, because, boy, are they trying to screw you over right now. And until then, though, try to live as free as you possibly can in the tyrannical world we find ourselves in, because freedom is up here. Peace.